Hello and welcome into another edition of Cooling Down on the Birds Broadcast Network. I'm your host, Sammy Miller, alongside your broadcasters, Ian Nicholas and Dylan Pescatore. And the Firebirds got it done again. Make that 4 in a row. They beat the YD Red Sox 11-4 in a must-win scenario. They were absolutely phenomenal from the first inning to the 9th inning. Dylan, take me through the pitchers we saw on the bump tonight.
Well, it all started out with Jaden Winter, who made his first start on the Cape, first start with the Firebirds in this pivotal game. He was really good. 2 innings against a top offense in YD, allowing just 1 run and getting a strikeout as well. Then it went to Mauricio Rodriguez, who ran into a little bit of trouble in that 4th inning with YD, putting 3 runs on the board. But then the star of the night, Ryan Rhesus, 3 1/3 out of the bullpen. He was great, allowed 3 walks, but eventually got out of all jams. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, no problem. Bases loaded, 2 outs, no problem. Strikeouts in each of those situations. And then Nate Scott, 2 innings to finish it off, getting out Braden Montgomery and Hunter Hines out again. The pitching proves worthy again for the Firebirds.
And Ryan was also bringing the heat when he got done with those jams. He made sure the dugout was hype, and it was much needed. And the offense tonight was also firing from all cylinders, especially Matt Hallback and Eddie Micheletti. How big were those 2 bats tonight?
Yeah, neither of those guys were overwhelmed by the situation, and there were 2 completely different situations in the 1st and 4th inning, and both times those guys rose to the challenge. In the first, as Dylan said, Braden Montgomery just simply did not have control of that fastball, and Orleans took their walks. Hallback actually reached on a single and eventually came around to score on a wild pitch. And then in the 4th inning, I think Eddie Micheletti, I know there were so many runs scored today, I think his hit might have been the dagger, to be perfectly honest. I know it was early on in the game, but he made it 7-4 with a 2-run double, and it just felt like at that point it was going to be Orleans' day, and it ended up being the Birds' day. They'd score 4 more runs and put YD away. So I don't know if I can really say one hit put YD away for good, but that one, just like he's done all summer, felt like the real big one. He came back to the dugout. He said, let's go. Because you know what? Kelly Nicholson's compared him to Pete Rose, and that's because he plays the game with like his hair's on fire. And tonight he did, and Orleans needed him too, and it was really fun to see.
It really was fun to see. There was a lot of energy going throughout the entire 9 innings. And speaking of the 9 innings, the offense was spread out pretty well. They also set the tone. So how important is it for the Firebirds to set the tone in the games coming up as well?
Sammy, this offense has put up 10 runs in 5 of the last 6 games, but I don't think the at-bats have been as good as they were tonight. A lot of full count at-bats, working walks. I mean, Henry Hunter had 4 walks tonight and an RBI single, bringing in 2 runs on the play. He reached all 5 times to the plate. For a guy who's been up and down offensively, who's really been prided for his defense this summer, everyone made an impact once again. 1 through 9, this order is not easy to get through. Braden Montgomery saw that in the 1st inning. Even Landon Beitelshees came in. He's the top reliever for YD. 3 runs on his line tonight for YD against the Firebirds.
And they always say this is the exact time that you want a team to get hot, and the Firebirds are hot. So they're doing exactly what the doctor ordered. Ian, how important is it tomorrow at Chatham?
Oh, it's everything, and these guys understand that. They understood what today meant, but they didn't let it get to their head. They treated it like it was any other game, and they played one of, if not their best game of the season here against one of the best teams in the league. Tomorrow, you control your own destiny. Do not leave it up to Wareham on the road, although that's a tough place to play, and I mean it. That gravel infield, that long trip, it's tricky, but don't leave it up to the gateman to do the job for you. This is an Orleans team that got pummeled by YD twice last weekend and said, you know what, we're going to come back with a little something over this last week, and they have had a little nasty streak to them. Do it one more time against a Chatham team already eliminated from playoff contention, and you've got home field throughout the East Division playoff. It's a huge one.
Tomorrow is a huge one. It is the final regular season game of the entire season. We'll see you back at Eldridge Park tomorrow.